All right, welcome back to the Wrasslin Room. I am the choir that sang for Trick Williams at Slammiversary, and I have my lovely co-host with me today.
I'm the TNA X Division Championship, now held by the amazing Leon Slaterman.
That's great.
Fuck Moose.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
absolutely. That was loud, but I'll take it. So yeah, we went to Slammiversary this weekend. This past Sunday. We are 3-4 days removed from
Yeah,
the
I think
show,
so.
and that was a great show. That's been both of our first TNA show. That was pretty fucking great. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. TNA, that show, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about this. That's the one show where I wasn't on my phone. Like, I didn't really record much unless it was with my glasses, and the stuff that I did record on my phone was just for me to have for memories. I wasn't really on my phone at that show.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's a very good
pretty
thing.
cool. So
A lot of the matches went too damn long. I ain't gonna lie.
Oof.
Indian fucking racist lady, too damn long. Uh, the main event wasn't too damn long. Just wrong winner in my opinion. Got to see the Hardys for the first time, and they won. Their big ladder match for the tag team championships, and Bully Ray came out to have an unk off at Bound for Glory.
Oh my god! Nobody
Which I
asked
was
for
blamed
it.
for, which I had nothing to do with. I didn't know that was coming at all. But niggas said that I asked for that one. I didn't ask for that
TikTok knows something that we don't know.
No, they don't. All of us know something that Devon doesn't know, because I know for a fact Devon does not know that he's in the damn match.
That's
He's gonna
fucking
find out
hilarious.
in October.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely
But
true.
yeah, Cedric and Ali, great match. Tasha Steelz got that lumbar check, crazy. Second place only to Candice LeRae, because Candice sold that beautifully as well.
When I asked Tasha how she's feeling on Friday or next week when we go to WrestleCon,
Yeah.
and it's on site with Cedric when I see him. I don't want no problems with Big Swole, but it's on site with Cedric. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I don't think you should walk up anybody named Big Swole. She sound like she, I don't know. That fourth rope shit, very pointless. Enzo did more talking than he did in the match.
That match was for him.
It didn't look good. It was just it was there for no reason. We didn't need that at all.
Y'all man's only did 2 moves the whole match. He didn't even get off his super Samoan spike.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hype around him is, because a lot of people obviously like him. I'm just trying to figure out what the big deal is, because I don't see anything right now. So I mean, maybe I'll see it later, but as of right now, nothing is impressing me about him. I just know that he wants to come to WWE really bad, but he's only had like a year of experience, so he may. I don't know, but all in all, very great show. I enjoyed it. JC Jane won the TNA. I forgot about that. JC Jane also won the TNA World Championship, which I think is a terrible decision. I don't know why they're trying to make JC Jane Mandy Rose 2.0. She's already doing the knockoff Toxic Attraction thing with Fallon and Jasmine Nix. So,
Jasmine Kicks is fucking hilarious.
That's her name, But
they said that's all she can do.
I don't know. It's just I think the show was cool all in all. There were just some iffy decisions, you know what I'm saying? Some iffy decisions that I definitely would have went a certain way. Mike Santana and Masha definitely would have been walking out with the world championships at the end of that show if it was me.
First of all, JC Jane wouldn't even fucking won at Evolution. It would have been goddamn Jordan if we was gonna take the belts away from Masha. Get the belts back to the person that she took it from. What the fuck?
That also would have worked as well, That also would have worked. But I mean, there looks like they're trying to wait for Bound for Glory because apparently that is their WrestleMania, not SummerSlam. I thought SummerSlam was. I mean, I thought Slammiversary was their
Slammiversary.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Bound for Glory is their WrestleMania. So, all right, you know. I feel like over the years they've been going back and forth. Some years Slammiversary is their big show. Other years Bound for Glory is. I thought it was Bound for Glory, but some years they go back and forth with that shit. But hopefully they
It
stick with
depends.
one.
It depends on which one has like, the bigger arena, if we're being for real.
Yeah, yeah. Um, AJ Styles came back, man, with the old
Yo,
theme song.
did you see
Oh,
what he did though when he came out? He
what do you
had
mean?
his hair tucked inside of his hoodie and it looked like the short bob cut he had when he first left, and then he flicked it out. You were kind of
Oh
like
man,
further behind the stage than I was. So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god." And then I saw it face on and I was just like, "Bro, that's fucking amazing." He came
that's a
back with
great
the
guy.
bob and then pulled the hair out. I said, "Wow, what the fuck, man? That was great." And also, we later found out that Leon had no idea that AJ was coming out. So him jumping up and down in the ring was genuine as fuck. He did not know that he was coming out there. So that was even better.
Yeah, I definitely thought he was gonna come out in the main event. I did not. That was a surprise. That's why my phone. I didn't. I have him like halfway coming down the ramp because I was like so surprised that he came out at that point. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa! I was trying to get my phone ready and shit. But it was a great moment. Uh, yeah, I really was expecting AJ to like hit him or something, but I'm kind of happy he didn't. You know, let Leon have his moment.
Yeah, gave him his
Uh,
props.
but I would be lying if I said I didn't want one more AJ Styles TNA match. We may get it. I don't know. He may become
What if it's
Intercontinental
against
Champion at
Leon?
SummerSlam, so I would love that. I would love that for real, for real. That's a great Bound for Glory match. I ain't gonna lie to you. But TNA did their thing, you know. A lot of people I think are expecting WWE to buy them out soon, which I it very well could happen. It very well could happen. Um, should it happen? I don't know. I don't know. It does seem like they're on that way to becoming sold by or become to be. I can't talk. It seems like Triple H gonna buy him. Triple H, Nick Khan, all the people. It seems like they're gonna buy TNA at some point. Now, does that mean it's gonna turn into a damn a WWE farming ground? Possibly, maybe, but at this point, TNA just needs a TV deal, and I think they can really get on the right track. You know, so I mean, that's what I'm hoping for TNA at least. Um, how are your feelings about the show?
I had a really really great time. There was a one point in the match with JC and Masha where you asked me if I was okay, and I kind of snapped at you because I was locked in.
Yeah, because you just weren't moving. I was like, why is she still locked for JC Jane? You know?
Because I was trying to make sure that she didn't walk out of there champion, and she did anyway. I was so locked in. I was just like, "What the fuck, bro?" I was pissed. My reaction to that is actually up on TikTok, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I was angry, pissed.
Yeah.
There was never no reason for that. And if you look at the video, there's a little boy that was sitting in our row, and when I screamed "Super Senior," he like him and his mom looked like so like distraught. First of all, she was drunk, so I don't think she knew what was going on for real. But he
Hmm.
looked like what the fuck. But I,
He's
I
JC
was
Jane guy.
genuinely, yeah, I was just, like they were chanting NXT, like y'all at a TNA show, please be respectful. Um, but it was a great show. I kind of wish that they had found a way for Mike to come down through our section because he started out at the top of our section and then he like went across before he came down.
Yeah.
Um, that match was really really good. They did the SummerSlam Bianca thing with Trick. I don't know how it looked on the live feed, but from where we were sitting, we can see them like gradually bringing Trick up the ring, like not the ring, the ramp, but like never fully going up. And I looked at Laf at one point and I was like, they're about to pump fake us. Like he's about to pull a Bianca. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. He pulled a fucking Bianca and ran back down, got the win, but there was nobody to cash in. So, um, he had his moment, and I totally appreciate him having his moment. Shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, Alicia Fox. I'm not calling her Vix Crow or whatever the fuck she want to be called. I'm not calling her that shit.
Crow.
Um, she looks a fucking mess. Um, she continues to show us why, she's where she is in life. Not as far as her career. Um, that fourth rope versus TNA match, that was peculiar. Um, Enzo, he cut this crazy like promo before they went down to the ring, and then the match was like literally 3 minutes. It was weird. Um, I'm missing something that I do want to talk about. Uh, the System versus Dark State.
Oh yeah, forgot
I,
about that one.
what the fuck was that? Um, y'all, y'all over in NXT built Dark State to be this massive takedown faction of guys who are underdogs, and then had them lose to the. Somebody should have fought for them to win that match. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I guess since the championships were staying with WWE, uh, somebody had to lose from NXT. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Whatever. But finally getting to see Dark State live was pretty cool. Like I've been behind that faction 100% since they first started attacking motherfuckers on NXT. So to finally see them in person was really really fucking great. All those guys are really good. Osiris, Saquon, Cutler, Dion, like those guys work so good together, and individually as wrestlers, they're really fucking good. So it's good for them to have had that platform as well. Um, the fucking I want to go back to the ladder match. I want y'all to put some respect on AJ Francis' name. Like I understand it's cool to talk shit and laugh at the man, but y'all gotta admit that motherfucker be moving. Like he be thooming, okay? Like the moonsault off the fucking ladder, the spot where at the end where him and Casey got knocked off the ladder into two ladders, and he went feet first into that motherfucker and was still able to walk after the match. That was great. I want
Yeah.
y'all to start putting more respect on AJ Francis. I understand you guys have this flop dollar thing in y'all head, but y'all have to realize that people do have these redemption arcs, and I think he's currently on his. As far as him being on the Indies and being signed to TNA and stuff like that, and doing all these other shows and working with Reality at Wrestling and all this other stuff, like he's doing the things to bring positivity back to his name. And for whatever reason, some of y'all are just stuck in it, and I think it's really weird. Fix it. um, that was my first time seeing the Nemeths. I am a big Nick Nemeth girl. I was like jumping up and down, holding Lof's arms, like, "Oh my god, that's my Ziggy!" Because I've always been a Dolph Ziggler girl, so that was fucking amazing to see as well. Um, being a part of a Joe Hendry crowd too was kind of cool, but as you could tell, like during the match, nobody was cheering for Joe.
At all.
Like that was Mike's house, and again, they should have pulled the plug there, but here we are. Here
Yeah.
we freaking
Yeah.
are.
Definitely wasn't a smart decision in my opinion, but I mean, hey,
It's nothing we
hopefully it
can do
works out
about
for
it.
him. Yeah.
So, I, as well as my wonderful co host here, we would like to once again thank TNA for the tickets. and we will be seeing you guys at Bound for Glory, um, if permitted, because I feel like that TLC match, because hopefully they turn it into a TLC match. It's not just a tables match, um, with team Team D3D and you know the Hardys is pretty. It's gonna sell. It's gonna sell. Now that drive is gonna be atrocious, but I think we're okay. I think we're gonna be okay.
I hope so.
That shit is damn near on the freaking. It's damn near the borderline of Massachusetts and New Hampshire. I
Okay.
looked at it on the map. Now,
Nice.
if from Hartford to Springfield is 45 minutes, and then I think from Hartford to Boston is like an hour and a half. Driving all the way to the top, yeah, we're gonna be in that car for a grippy.
Great.
We're gonna be in that car for a grippy. Also, right now, as we're recording this, um, ringside, uh, they're announcing a bunch of figures right now. I saw a figure that yeets. I don't know what's going on. Um, it's a prototype, but they gave it to Jay, and like you press the button on the back of it, and the arms move up and down. So that's
What?
that's pretty fucking cool. I don't know if they're having like a WWE X Street Fighter collaboration because Roman and Cody are going to be in the Street Fighter movie, but I saw that there is going to be a Cammy Bianca Belair figure that's going to hit the streets really soon, and I need that. Gotta have that. And my it's not coming out the box, okay? I need that. She looks fucking amazing. That shit was pretty cool. If I can find a picture of it, I'll send it to you. But that was really really fucking exciting to see. Um, there are some new Jey Uso figures that are coming out. There's a Braun Breaker one. Y'all gotta stop playing with Braun Breaker's top and give him a little width on that waist. The Ultimate Collection. They're gonna have the Punk Life CM Punk. Made to order pre-sale coming soon at MattelCreations.com. I'm not gonna lie to you, I might have to cop that. That's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. Not a CM Punk girl, y'all know that, but to have that is fucking funny. Just to say I have it. Um, there's let's talk about the SummerSlam card before we get into the thing that happened earlier today. Whatever. Um, so SummerSlam is next weekend. Are you
Yeah.
excited?
Am I excited?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the card could be a lot better, but I'm still very excited for the show itself, mainly the main event.
There's 10
And I
matches for a 2 night card.
huh?
There's 10 matches for a 2 night card.
They're probably gonna end up adding like a lot of matches rapid fire, like between tomorrow and then you got Monday and then you got SmackDown again. You know, I don't feel like they're done announcing matches in the slightest. Um,
Yeah, because
I
I
don't
would think
know.
that it would be 8 like WrestleMania, no?
It I would imagine so. 8 for both
Okay.
nights, but I mean,
Yeah.
the way shit is going, yeah, I don't even know. But as far as right now, I think the card is okay. Again, this is going to be one of those shows that I feel like the card doesn't look that good, but the in ring is really that good. Um,
Right.
the in ring is probably going to surpass what the card looks like. At least I hope so. At least I hope so. Me personally, I'm more excited for just the idea of SummerSlam, not really specifically this card. Now, if the card tends to surpass that, that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? If
Mhm.
Cody Rhodes and John Cena ends the way I wanted to, great. You know, if Naomi pins Rhea, great. If AJ wins the Intercontinental Championship, even better. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that I need to happen. You know, I want Jade and Tiffany to have a really good match. 'Cause I think a lot of people are just calling them the
Ooh,
worst wrestler in the world when
Jesus.
both of them are not
All
the
right.
worst wrestler in the world. I think Jade and Tiffany have to put on like a good 15-minute hoop session. They have to.
Well,
This
let's
is
run
like
down the
a
card
big
real
crucial
quick.
one. Huh?
So let's run down the card real quick. So we
Okay.
have King of the Ring, Cody Rhodes, in a street fight against John Cena. We have Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill, going against Tiffany Stratton for the women's WWE Championship. We have Naomi versus Rhea versus Io in a triple threat match for the women's world championship. We have Gunther versus CM Punk, Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. From break. AJ Styles is finally going to get the opportunity to get his hands on Dominic Mysterio after Dominic has been running from him since Night of Champions. We're going to have a women's tag team match. Raquel and Roxanne of the Judgment Day versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And then we have this never ending cycle of Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, Solo Sikoa, and Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match for the U.S. Championship. And just announced this week is Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So that is the lineup currently. That is 10 matches for a 2-night event. And what's so interesting about this is one of these things is not like the other. Roman Reigns is not supposed to be in this match, but we're going to talk about that in a second. Seth Rollins' injury kind of forced them to toss the big dog into this match, but it is what it is. I would have rather it had been the Usos reuniting, but what do I know? You know, I don't put pen to paper like those people down in Stanford do. So
Roman and Braun is the money match, and I don't know how
they
you
said they're
just
gonna do
gonna
that.
give it to.
Well, they said they're gonna do that for a WrestleMania. Like that's gonna be like a WrestleMania main event.
See, man, no, like ain't nobody. I, no, I can't get down with that, especially if it's right there. Like anything can happen between now and WrestleMania. Roman can get another movie role. Braun can, do whatever. Like I don't know why we have to wait until WrestleMania 42.
Well, but they didn't say WrestleMania 42. They just said that that is in the plans for it to be a WrestleMania main event.
That's
That it
even
could be
worse.
43, 44, 45.
That's even worse. Now we don't even know what WrestleMania is gonna be. Like it's right in front of you. All you do is separate the matches. Roman and Braun, Jay and Bronson. Now you got two more matches, but you're gonna combine them into one as if anyone in the world wants to see the Tribal Yeet take on Braun. Anybody trying to see that?
What the fuck did you just say to me? Trouble what?
The Tribal Yeet versus Braun.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't like that. I
That's
like the
their
Braun
name.
Braun
I
part,
can't think
but
of a
the
different name.
tribal yeet is ridiculous.
The
That
Tribal
is
Yeet, yeah.
okay. So I was gonna get this off in a video, on TikTok, and I'm probably just gonna take this audio from here and upload it to TikTok. Why are we starting the fucking bloodline vortex again? Uh why is no one acknowledging that we're back at the beginning of the bloodline vortex? Roman and Jay, they're like aiding each other, being side by side, and now they're about to add Jimmy to Raw. We're starting the vortex again, people. Y'all got MFT over on SmackDown, so now y'all gonna rebuild the bloodline on Raw. Y'all think y'all fucking slick, and I peeped it immediately. The moment that Jay was getting his ass beat, and I said, "Here comes Big Joe," and then his music popped within 2 seconds of me saying Joe. That's ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous. Everyone knows that Roman is gonna always come to the aid of Jey Uso because that is his baby boy. That is his fucking favorite. We get it, 100%, right? But then for it to be flipped the other way, y'all are starting this fucking vortex again, and it's not 2020. Please don't piss me off. That is all. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, I'm so done with the whole bloodline reunite thing. I don't care.
And he still
Solo.
ain't apologized. And for y'all people to say, "Oh, he doesn't have to apologize," da, 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 and then for y'all to take the fact that he mentioned everyone that was in the bloodline that helped him keep the title. So what? Who cares? Okay, he finally acknowledged it. He still hasn't apologized to those men. And saying yeet is not a fucking apology, and y'all can suck my dick. Okay, sorry.
I don't think we're ever going to get an apology, and I think we have to accept that.
Boo. Let him
I think we have to
drown.
accept that he's never going to fully apologize, and then we got to be okay with it. To be honest with
Solo
you.
was his so Solo was his karma all of last year. Like Solo taking over and being the tribal chief was Roman's karma. Like he was holding up a mirror to Roman for Roman to see exactly what the fuck he had been for the last few years. And that being a lesson going into Survivor Series, I feel like in order to grit the group back together, that there should have been a proper apology. But because storylines and things like that was all jacked the fuck, we were unable to, get things done properly. And I don't think that that's fair because I feel like that's something that the fans want. The fans want to see Roman apologize. There's a select few of us that would want to see Roman apologize, I should say, because there's a lot of y'all that are still getting online saying he doesn't need to apologize. And I think that y'all are delusional and used to toxic behavior and being manipulative all up and down your house and need to seek therapy. So, yeah, say the words, "I'm sorry. Thank you. Appreciate it."
Yeah, coach, that shit is nowhere near happening. And I mean, I think it would have been good for the story,
Yeah.
but at the same time, um, Triple H isn't good at making stories. So I don't know why we will be expecting good like endings and good beginnings to new stories when we
Man,
obviously see
fuck
that
all
Triple
that
H isn't
shit.
good at that. He's not. We know he's not.
I mean, that's fine, but at the same time, it's like I feel like there's so many plot holes that happened last year because they were unable to clear Jim, and the fact that Jim was unable to come back when he was supposed to, because Roman wasn't supposed to return at SummerSlam last year. That was actually supposed to be Jimmy, and then Roman was supposed to come back at Bad Blood, and the story was supposed to go from there. And because the returns were flipped, we got stuck with a rush story going into Survivor Series. And then after Survivor Series, I feel like everything just disbanded and no one's was like talking to one another anymore until we needed Jim to come in and kind of light a fire under Jay for his WrestleMania match against Gunther, which is traumatic, and people should stop talking about it and showing pictures on my timeline because I will block you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate that the man in charge can't write good plot points and stuff like that to the story. So we're just left with these like half baked ass stories, and we have to deal with the results of it. I think the SummerSlam card is just a pure example of some good stories being written, and then Triple H just drops them, just drops
Mm-hmm.
them. And he thinks multi-person matches can fix the problem, but it doesn't because one person doesn't get pinned, and then whoever doesn't get pinned comes out the next week and says, "You didn't pin me, so that means I didn't lose." Which I promise you, I blame that logic on Roman Reigns because I didn't hear anyone start saying that shit until people started to really tell me that Roman Reigns didn't lose the tag match because he didn't get pinned, and I forgot how delusional Roman fans can be. And as soon as he said that, that's when everything started. That's when people started saying, "Oh, if you didn't get pinned, you didn't lose the match," which is top 10 most idiotic thing I've heard wrestling fans say in my entire life. So Triple H just took that as like, "Oh well," and now that's the way he writes. That's just the way he writes stories. I'll be very surprised if the match in Paris doesn't turn to Naomi, Rhea, and Stephanie because Naomi's gonna probably pin Io, or Naomi might lose the championship.
No,
All bets are off when Rhea Ripley's in the ring. You know, the fact that they're doing the triple threat match but just putting another black woman in the place of Bianca Belair is nuts to me. They like, do you have no shame? No shame. We all saw WrestleMania. You said, "Oh, let's run it back." So Naomi's first title defense is defending against two people that she already beat. That doesn't make any sense. But um, I just don't get it. But I mean, maybe it's not for me to get. You know, all I can do is hope that SummerSlam just executes in the ring. Um, Hopefully we get some tag team championship defenses, please. Maybe not, but probably that would be nice. Um, but it's just this SummerSlam card could always be better than it is, and I feel like we haven't really got a great SummerSlam card in years. But I think I'm still somewhat hopeful for this show. Like certain matches, I'm very hopeful for. So I mean, um, get LA Knight on that card, get Carmelo Hayes on that card, and
We
don't
don't
give me a
have to
Slim
have
Jim
LA
Battle
Knight.
Royale, something like that, and then we'll move on from there. But
So
yeah,
Bianca Belair shares that the broken finger she suffered at WrestleMania has now healed, but one of her fingers won't bend. Um, she's waiting to see if surgery is required on the finger or if it can heal on its own. Um, so yeah, it was just like it was broken in like three different places. The one that won't bend, because we've seen her wear like the cast on two of the fingers, but now she's only wearing it on one, and I guess that's the finger that won't bend. Um, that fucking sucks. That's just two SummerSlams in a row that she's missing. Um, and it's not fun. It's not fair. Um, while we're recording, I'm seeing something about Karrion Cross, but I'm waiting for this to be fully announced before we fully dive into that. Um,
is it bad?
I you know, Fightful Select, it has to be paid for, so
Oh God.
let's see who we can ooze that information out of. Not even trying to be funny. Um, let's see. Um, Poof. Actually, let's talk about Trick Williams and Undertaker. Did you see that segment?
I saw him get chokeslammed all the way down. I'm not really sure what the point of it was. I mean, I guess it was just a little segment because they were in Houston, and they said, "Fuck it." But I
Um,
mean,
no, that's not what happened. Trick pretty much called his entire LFG team some fuck ass bitches and stay
well, I
the
saw
fuck
that.
about
Yeah.
his way. Yeah, so that's where that led to. But it kind of in that promo, they kind of hinted at Taker possibly coming out of retirement to have a match with Trick.
Oh no.
That was crazy. Like I was looking at it, I was like, are we doing this? Is this real? Is Taker about to put them boots on? What about his knees? It was one of those type of things. But it's kind of interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed that, but it's one of those things where um it's up in the air, and whatever they decide to do with it is what they decide to do with it. I feel like all the coaches from LFG appeared on NXT Tuesday. I saw Michelle. Um, well, Booker's on commentary, and then Bubba did some weird shit. He hugged Brenda Sinclair. He was like really nice to her. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but it was really strange and it was odd, and I didn't like it. Because that's not who he is as a person. So to be all cheerful and jumping up and down and shit was kind of strange to me. Um, how do you feel about Naomi's current character work?
Um, she has top 3 characters in the company right now. Maybe top 1.
Are you on a pillow?
Huh?
Are you on a pillow?
Like in a pillow? No.
Yeah, you when you started to talk about Naomi, everything just went.
No.
Okay.
I think it's probably my bed moved when I sat up. That
Hmm.
probably what it was. But
Okay.
yeah, Naomi probably has about like I give her like top 2. sometimes top one character in the company. I think her character work is the best it's ever been in her career. Obviously, I think this is the first time we get to see her like not do the whole glow stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought the glow stuff was very corny. I just like Naomi, but I don't, I'm not trying to see her as the Let's Glow stuff and the song and the boots. It's just I like her, but I thought it was corny, and I always thought that there was more that she could do, and she showed like bits and pieces of it. You know what I'm saying? Every time Tiffany Stratton got near, she's got really angry, and she showed little bits and pieces. I was like, oh, there's something, and then they just went straight back to dancing around. So I'm happy that they're doing this, and it's giving Naomi a lot of time to be just original. And she got a catchphrase over, she got a new theme song, and she's world champion. So I mean, all we can do now is hope that the character leads to a good championship run and away from Rhea Ripley. But don't hold your breath on that one. But as far as Naomi on her own, I think she's doing a very good job.
Beautiful. Perfect. Um, you said a lot of positive things. Good. So now we don't have to push you on top of a car and sit you next to Jay Cargill on a t-shirt.
No, I
Nail
don't want
Mob,
that.
back down. All right. He's good. Okay. That was a test. Also, Larry has some figures coming out too.
Who the hell's Larry?
Punk's dog. Punk and
Oh,
AJ's dog. Yeah, Larry has some figures coming out. I just saw that on the timeline. Um, before before we get into the foolishness, I'm still waiting on that Karrion Cross article to come across my phone. I'm not understanding why it hasn't yet. Usually our people are on that, literally. But today, July 24th, 2025, um, Hulk Hogan passed away due to cardiac. He went into cardiac arrest at some time this morning. And the wrestling world has had their time today. There's been a lot more celebration than there has been grieving. I feel like only older people have grieved, more so people under the age of like 40 have been celebrating um, due to the actions of um, Mr. Balea in the past, and um, it's been shown on several occasions. The most recent one this year in January at the Raw Netflix premiere of people just not caring for him anymore and him being booed and stuff like that. So the reactions I've been seeing on the internet today, it has not surprised me at all one bit. It's very on brand for what we've witnessed um, for him in general. So yeah, he's gone. Vince tweeted, Triple H tweeted, Ric Flair cried. Charlotte's hiding tweets under her responses and stuff like that. So it is what it is. NXT. I want to talk about that really fast because I just happened to go back to the homepage. Did you see the belt? Did you see the new North American title with the Canadian strap?
yeah, yeah.
Why hasn't anyone said anything about the fact that this is a reused MJF gimmick? Why is no one talking about this?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, cool, I guess. NXT is just like it's teetering for me. Like I care so much more about the women's division than the men's division.
Right.
Like the women's division is so much more interesting to me. Um, I would love Javon and Oba to do something that's interesting to me, but like,
I think that's what we're leaning towards because Javon had been taking notes that entire fucking episode. And I think he's going to challenge Oba again. I do think that that's going to happen. And that needs to be a one-on-one. We don't need to add a third person into it because Oba and Trick also had a face-off um, on Tuesday, which led to JC walking between them holding her titles, one the TNA one facing Trick and the NXT one facing Opa. Whatever that was supposed to be. But yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
it's just not. Nah.
did you know? Did you know? I don't think you
What?
knew. Santino Marella is gonna have a match against Ethan Page next week.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That is pretty nuts. I mean, you know, Santino Morella match in 2025. I can't say I expected that one. You know, I don't know what they're doing. See, the men's division, it's confusing me. Some stuff is really cool, and other stuff is just like, what are we doing? You know, but I mean,
What the fuck is this? I'm on WWE.com, and they have like this 54-minute Hulk Hogan's unreleased collector series. I don't know what that is, but they also have up his match against, well, his match with The Rock against Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. I don't know what's going on. We're getting we're getting closer and closer to SummerSlam. That should be the main focus. We're definitely gonna get a tribute show tomorrow for SmackDown, and y'all got it. Um, you know, um, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm still waiting on this article to be sent over before we end the show. Because if I don't get that, then we'll just have to talk about it on the SummerSlam edition next week. Because we will be in person next week. You guys didn't get an episode last week because y'all know how I feel when I'm with my man. Fuck y'all.
see,
But
again, y'all, I didn't say that. Remember, I just write that down.
okay, and
You gotta late. We can't say fuck them. They didn't do nothing. You gotta say like, you gotta say it different. Cause you know what I'm saying. Like, why you guys, why, you know what I'm saying? Why gotta be fuck them? They ain't do nothing.
anyway,
Okay. Lysha doesn't care, y'all. But it's not fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get some real good content for y'all for SummerSlam weekend. We got a whole bunch. Well, myself personally. Um and I want to get a lot of IRL content as well for the podcast, just because there's gonna be a lot of people down there. You know, we're gonna have some new merch. Um we're gonna have some of our podcast listeners probably run into y'all if y'all gonna be at SummerSlam. Um
mhm.
so yeah, it should be a really good weekend of just not only content, but just of wrestling fans hoping that Triple H puts on a good 2 nights of SummerSlam. You feel me? So, um, yeah, you know. Oh, Hangman and Mox are having a rematch next week. I think that's, I don't
Whatever.
know why they're doing that, but uh, as long as Hangman wins, which he most likely will, everything is fine. But no Death Riders are allowed at ringside, so I think that's cool. But this is probably just to give Hangman one more win, and then we move on from this Death Rider stuff. Hopefully, I think Moxley's probably gonna take that vacation that he hasn't taken in 3 years. You know,
Oh,
but yeah, man, I think AEW Dynamite again is another like dark show for me. Like it's just there's nothing happening. The pay-per-views they knock it out the park, but as far as the weekly shows, womp womp. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I guess the recap of the shows. Bobby Lashley and MJF are doing something cool, which I think is going to lead to Bobby being world champion one day, which that is great news.
if he
But
punked him out that contract, my God, today.
that would be very funny. That would be very funny indeed. You know. But I just think all the weekly shows need to wake the hell up. All the weekly shows, even Raw. I think Raw is doing the best, but SmackDown is boring, NXT is pointless, and Dynamite is boring and pointless. But Dynamite kind of has more points than NXT does sometimes. So it's just like, you know, these weekly wrestling shows need to figure out what we're doing, because Even TNA, I think TNA has been doing some really good weekly television recently as well. But that's why I think they really need a TV deal, because a lot more people need to like have a easy connection to watch TNA, not have to go through YouTube and TNA Plus and all this other stuff. They can just turn on a channel and TNA will be there for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to be. But I don't know. I do think we need to get more urgency in these weekly shows. It feels like everyone's just coasting for the pay-per-views, and that's terrible because pay-per-views are once, maybe twice a month. There's 4 or 5 weeks of weekly shows in between that need to be interesting, need to be captivating, need to be exciting people from week to week to week. And if we're not having that, we ain't got nothing. You know what I'm
Want to go
saying?
to the
So,
circus?
hmm?
Do you want to go to the circus?
No, the circus tortures animals. I don't want to go to circus.
Oh, I wasn't. No, I was gonna say WWE show, but
What?
you went there, so now I'm sad.
You said the circus.
Yeah, WWE.
What are you talking about? WWE circus? What?
I'm calling to the WWE circus. That's what I'm doing. Or we can also call AEW the circus. Either or.
You threw me off. I thought you meant the actual circus. I've never heard you call it WWE circus before.
I'm not supporting Ringling Brothers. No.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. You said the circus. I never heard you say that before.
Are you drinking C4 this summer?
What?
No. Okay.
I've never had C4 a day in my life.
So, let's talk about this updated champions page on WWE.com. So we have John Cena, WWE champion, Gunther, world heavyweight champion, Naomi's women's world champion, Tiffany Stratton, WWE women's champion, Dominic Mysterio is your intercontinental champion, Solo Sikoa is your United States champion. He still doesn't have a render with the belt yet. Go figure. Becky Lynch is your women's intercontinental champion. I'm gonna say this. Becky's render eats down. Okay, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Julia is our United States champion. We have not seen her since. How fucking funny. Chad Gable, aka Grande Americano, the original, not the Little Bit Kaiser one, is our men's speed champion. So Ruka is still our women's speed champion. The world tag team champions is the Judgment Day, and the Wyatt Six is the WWE tag team champions. And last but not least, you have the women's tag team champions being Judgment Day. Now, I saw somebody say the Judgment Day has all this gold and not a single world title, which is crazy because the tag team championships that they have are the world tag team championships. So you guys should probably like shut up with this dumb shit y'all be saying. Obafemi is still our NXT championship after beating Josh Briggs on Tuesday. JC Jane, NXT Women's Championship. Polar Bear in Texas. Ethan Page is our North American Championship. No one talks about the fact that he went from coming in and immediately being the NXT champion to now being the North American champion. So Ruka is still our women's North American champion. Hank and Take is still the tag team champions. And Stax Lorenzo is the Heritage Cup holder.
They're still doing that Heritage Cup shit. Like, that shit is so like. God, NXT as a whole is just so freaking hollow to me right now. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's not the Heritage Cup itself. Maybe it's just NXT. This shit is so hollow to me right now.
So we have the information on Karrion Kross, which is what I've actually been dragging out for the last 5 minutes. His contract is up next month. So we'll see what Kross does. If he resigns for another 5 years, if he leaves and takes his talents to the indies, or what. But that is it. Also, Tom, formerly known as Baron Corbin did a little prank texting today. I meant to tell you about that. Somebody had their cat was being babysat somewhere, and they were basically telling the person that they were texting to drop the cat off at this address. And he responded to the text message and said, "The cat's mine now." And then the person responded and said, "What do you mean?" And then he said, "I had a long talk with Bud, and he wants to stay here." So I thought that was really fucking funny because I too like to play on people's phones when they text me by accident. Do you
What?
have anything? I do. Do you have anything else that you want to add to the show? Anything else that you want to announce for our weekend next weekend? Guys, I'm meeting Tony Storm. I'm so excited about that. I'm gonna keep saying it because I'm super excited. I'm meeting Thomas Tony freaking Storm, and they haven't announced Willow Nightingale for WrestleCon, which makes me sad. But at least I get to meet my Tony.
Yeah, next week's gonna be a cool weekend indeed. Hopefully we get to see a lot of people down there, just enjoying the weekend. Um, Whatever wrestling show you're going to, because there's gonna be a lot of them. Um, just make sure you're having fun. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're just supporting wrestling wherever you go, supporting the wrestling that you want to support, not just supporting wrestling because people tell you to. You know what I'm saying? Um, and yeah, we're gonna try our best to get a lot of good content out on the channel, especially on our respective solo channels as well, solo pages. Um, and do you expect a double turn in the main event of SummerSlam between Cody Rhodes and John Cena?
Um, eh. I don't know how to answer
Hey,
that because I haven't really been looking at um at Cody uh turning. Like he's shown signs, but I haven't really paid it any mind to be like, yeah, he's gonna do the thing. So
hmm.
we'll get there when we get there, I guess, man.
I'm like debating in my head now if he's going to or not, because it's like I just want Cena to win. I don't care if Cody's a good guy. I just want Cena to beat Cody again. But the door, I feel like the door is slowly closing.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. I really want Cena to beat Cody again. But I know this is the biggest risk for Cena to lose his championship is this time next week. So hoping and praying that Cena retains. If Cody does win, I like Cody. It's not the worst thing in the world. I just want Cena to hold the belt for until he's about to retire. That's just me. But um, plus, I'm very worried about what you do with Cena's character. Besides, he just becomes a good guy now. That doesn't make any sense. If Cody Rhodes just beats him, how Cena's like, oh, my fault, y'all. My fault. I lost, so now I'm good now. And Triple H isn't good at like we already assessed earlier in the show. He's not good at telling these stories. So if we put Cena in a way where he has to explain himself for why he's becoming a good guy just because Cody beat his ass at SummerSlam, we're gonna get an even worse thing than this heel run that everyone's acting like is the worst thing in the world. Is the heel run the best thing? No. Is it the worst heel turn of all time? Absolutely not. Is it underwhelming? You can say that. You can say that. I don't really agree with it, but you can say it. But at the same time, I do feel like, again, and I said this early when Cena first turned, this is a man who's been a babyface for 95% of his career. So if he wants to be a heel for the last year of his career, I'm not really in the business of criticizing it that much. Because after this, you can't see him. So I'm everything that he
Why
does right
would you?
now.
You were doing so good, and then you decided to be corny.
That's what do you mean? That's not corny. That's his catchphrase, and we're not gonna see him. It's true. It's true. You feel me? I just think that we need to be appreciating the last few months of seeing him before he goes. Because if we're being honest, we are running into the days where the big stars of this company are slowing down. There's going to be a point where Cena, Roman, Punk, Rollins, Randy, all these people are going to retire. And we all know Triple H doesn't like building new stars. You know what I'm saying? So we need to be able to hold on to these guys while they're here before they're just gone. You know, so I'm not in the business of being super critical on Cena's heel turn. I'm not in the business of like waiting to see, oh, is Cody really going to turn heel? He could. I think it'll be cool. You know, I definitely don't want to see The Rock there. And it looks like
He has
Travis
no reason.
Scott,
He has
gave up
absolutely no
on
reason to be
wrestling,
there.
which I think we all could have told you. This
Yeah,
is
that
why I
was a
told y'all
hyperfixation.
the celebrity thing. The celebrity thing happens every single time. And now Triple H looking around like, That's what happens when you put a celebrity in the main event of your WrestleMania match and expect him to want to do a German suplex next month. No, bitch. But Triple H is a fucking idiot, and he thinks that was just good writing. Well, guess what? Now he's going back and rapping, and you stuck with a heel turn that some people don't like, and a babyface that you have to turn heel at some point, but you can't tell a story. So what do we do? So SummerSlam is going to be one for the books. I don't think it's going to be the worst show, but I do think it's going to be a very pivotal show on the future of this company, and I just hope that they know what they're doing. I really hope they know what they're doing.
Would you eat a banana slice wrapped in Reese's?
Absolutely not.
All right. Well, guys, that's how we're gonna end the show today.
What? No, I will not eat that.
I hope that you guys have fun with all the festivities that is going to be happening next weekend. All the free meet and greets, all the paid ones, all of the you know events surrounding indie shows and stuff like that. Um, I would say you can pick up some merch on my site, but it's not gonna get to you in time. So, yeah. You guys have great. Did we talk about evolution? We didn't talk about evolution. But you know what? We'll talk about evolution in person. We can scream
What's
about it.
understood doesn't need to be explained. Evolution was fucking amazing.
Absolutely. I kind of wanted to like a live watch along. Not gonna lie, because there was parts of the show that I missed that I would like
Really?
absolutely, yeah, that I would absolutely like to watch, like sit down and watch, because I was at work. So
Evolution was great. All In was great. Well, I don't
you
know.
said
I'm
that
going back and
backwards.
forth. I'm going to give Evolution the edge because they weren't given the ball the way All In was. All In was given the ball and said they had a layup for it to be a great show. Evolution was not built well, and the women went out there and saved the company from getting their ass beat for 2 nights in a row.
That's funny.
And Saturday night's commercials was exactly that. Yeah, and Goldberg mad because his retirement speech got cut off. Bro, it's NBC, bro. They don't give a damn. They're trying to show you like the 10 o'clock news or some shit. They don't give a fuck about Goldberg. I promise. They don't give a damn about your speech. I know people, it's Triple H's fault. I was like, bro, they're on NBC. They were going to get a hard cut no matter who was out there. The entire roster could have been out there singing We Are the World. It doesn't matter. They were going to cut that.
Funny.
And put on fucking whatever shows come on NBC. I don't even know, but that's why I need to get off of that shit. I need to get off channels that are just going to hard cut them like that. Because whatever happens, if you're trying to do a run over, it ain't going to work. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got, man.
It is what it is. All right. So we're out of here. We'll see you guys on the YouTubes and things of that nature. TikTokers. We have a team that runs the Twitter, and they introduce themselves every show. So no one's confused as to who the fuck is tweeting, because it's not me or him.
Yeah.
So y'all have a great evening, and we will see you guys next week for SummerSlam. Bye.
Yep.